From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is Wake Up Weather.
Good Monday morning to you. I'm Kelly Rawson here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We are live at 6 a.m. and some good news. This is my regularly scheduled 6 a.m. live weather show. We have been very stormy all night. Those storms are finally starting to quiet down. Now, I can't say we're completely done with any rainfall just yet over the next few days, but I will have your forecast of everything you need to know, including today's heat. We are going to be very hot and humid this afternoon as well as tomorrow, and so I will let you know what the entire week has in store here in this weather update, as well as giving you an update on this morning, because chances are this is not the first time you are awake this morning. We had a round of thunderstorms come through earlier in the evening, or I should say closer to midnight, and then another round closer to about the 3, 4, 5 o'clock hour. So those storms have been quite loud and quite noisy, packing a punch, but we are starting to see that ease up this morning, which is certainly some good news. So I'll go ahead and take you to live Doppler radar right now, brought to you by Fuller Services of North Alabama. Again, no severe weather warnings in effect other than this flash flood warning that is still going on here in Lawrence County, Tennessee. That is in effect until 7:30 a.m. for the few inches of rain that we've got with the overnight thunderstorms. Water levels are still quite high all throughout the county, especially in the southern end of the county. But here's a look at radar right now. Again, a little bit less intense than the last few hours. I'll go ahead and play this back. Over the last 3 hours or so, we did see that stout line come through. Again, it stayed below severe limits, but did cause some power outages, heavy rainfall, frequent lightning gusts up to 45 miles an hour with that line as it came through. So again, below severe limits this morning, but still looking at some rain and thunder, especially into parts of North Alabama, looking relatively dry, at least for now for southern middle Tennessee, but checking out some more rainfall just to the north. So right now here in North Alabama, I'll go to you folks first off this morning. Again, just some moderate rainfall still lingering into Madison County, the southern end of Limestone County, getting into Morgan County, Lawrence County in Alabama, as well as Franklin County. So again, still raining, still some lightning down there, still hearing some thunder in the distance, otherwise relatively dry. A little bit more north as we meander northward. We're going to go ahead and switch our radar sites as we hop a little bit closer to the Nashville area. Again, not looking like anything too intense, just some moderate rainfall off west, or I should say northwest. We'll put that into motion to see where exactly that looks like it's going to go. I'll go ahead and make that loop a little bit shorter here and put that into motion. But right now, a little bit of a break for southern middle Tennessee, but we may see some on and off rain showers, maybe some thunder and lightning here over the next hour or so. These storms have been moving very quickly overnight as well. But again, I think any sort of more intense thunderstorm activity is coming to an end. Anything else that falls later on this morning should just be some rainfall, maybe some thunder and lightning at times. Really going to be focusing on the heat and humidity heading into the rest of today. So let's go ahead and switch right now to our Arctic Air Heating and Air Conditioning Skycam network. We have been seeing quite the light show over the last several hours. In fact, in some of these sky cams, you can still see some lightning off in the distance, but still, again, dealing with cloud cover, still dealing with some rainfall. Otherwise, though, we are starting to calm things down. However, we are still going to be dealing with, again, maybe some on and off rain showers or maybe a rumble of thunder or two over the next little bit. In terms of visibility, of course, where it is raining, you're going to see some reduced visibility down into North Alabama. At this time, some fog settling into parts of southern middle Tennessee, especially where you folks had some pretty intense rainfall. We're looking at some reduced visibility into parts of Giles County, up through Interstate 65, into parts of Marshall County as well, all throughout southern middle Tennessee. Not a huge problem this morning, but just be careful on the roads. Again, not looking like active thunderstorms, but maybe some fog settling in, especially in rural areas. Temperatures are off to a warm start. Again, we are in the lower 70s for southern middle Tennessee, mid 70s still, even up to 78 in Russellville. So still very warm out there this morning. The rain not cooling us off all that much. And unfortunately, we are looking at another day of intense heat for us here in the Tennessee Valley. At least a heat advisory in effect. That heat advisory here in orange, here in pink, is an extreme heat warning. So the more west you are in the viewing area, the hotter and more humid it is going to be. But I can tell you right now, whether you're in the advisory or in the warning, you are going to want to be parked in the air conditioning. We're talking about heat index values 105 to 110 degrees this afternoon. So yeah, we had a stormy overnight, but we are going to see that intense heat and humidity settle in. I'll have more details here on this chart for what we can expect hour by hour. Again, the morning definitely feeling soupy and muggy out there, and that is only going to get more intense later on this afternoon. We're talking temperatures in the low to mid 90s for air temperatures, and then you factor in the humidity. That gives us our heat index values here in purple. So again, anywhere between 105 to 110 degrees is what it's actually going to be feeling like out there this afternoon. So if you are someone who falls under the vulnerable population, or really just anybody this afternoon, you're going to want to stay inside in the air conditioning, stay hydrated, drink plenty of water. If you have to be outdoors, take plenty of breaks, give yourself some rest. An ice cold rag on your neck. That is one of my favorite and most efficient ways to cool down. Now for the rest of today, again, the main story here over the next few hours is going to be that intense heat that's going to be starting to build. Can't rule out a few thunder showers or thunderstorms for the rest of today. However, I'm thinking we do stay mostly dry after a very, very stormy overnight. Partly cloudy for the most part. We'll see a little bit of sunshine, or I should say we'll see plenty of sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures in at the lower to mid 90s for today. I can't rule out a few thunder showers overnight as well. The weather models really have a hard time at handling the type of weather pattern and the type of thunderstorm complexes that we may potentially see over the next day or two, but I'm thinking not quite as stormy tonight as we were last night. However, for tomorrow, we are still going to be looking at very intense heat. Starting off in the mid 70s, only going to get hotter and more humid from there. Now for Tuesday as well, I can't rule out a few thunder showers throughout the day. Otherwise, partly cloudy again. Intense heat and humidity continues for tomorrow, and then heading into Wednesday, we are going to see most of the rain and storm activity to our south. Now, I can't rule out a few lingering thunder showers Wednesday, but we're going to start to dry out a little bit. Heading into Thursday and Friday, looking relatively dry. High pressure tries to sneak in close by, at least giving us a dry day or two Thursday and Friday, but then we're back into a summertime pattern heading into the weekend. I'll show you that 7-day forecast here in just a moment, but temperatures hot and hot today and tomorrow. We're talking mid 90s, and then hey, we cool off to the lower 90s, but hey, we'll take any cool off that we can get, right? Temperatures for low temperatures will sneak back down into the upper 60s as well Thursday night and Friday night, but still, again, late July, early August, it is just what we have to deal with here in the south. So again, for your morning drive, showers and storms may be still around, not quite as widespread or as intense as the last few rounds overnight, but just keep that in mind. Should be weaning down with the rain chances heading into the afternoon. So that is certainly some good news. But again, that's going to allow that heat and humidity to building up into those low to mid 90s. Cloud cover starts to ease on out as well. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny for the rest of today after morning showers and storms. Again, this afternoon should be mostly dry. Can't rule out a few thunder showers for the rest of today, overnight, and for your Tuesday as well. The heat and humidity going to be pretty much just as miserable for your Tuesday. A little bit better Wednesday through Friday, but temperatures still very hot. Upper 80s to lower 90s expected for the rest of the week. So definitely starting off the week on a very intense note in terms of heat. Easing off later on into the week as we are a little bit drier Wednesday through Friday, but then we're back into isolated thunderstorm chances for the weekend. Let's look at your local weather forecast on this Monday morning. You may need the rain gear over the next few hours, but again, stay cool, stay hydrated, stay in the AC this afternoon. We are all certainly going to need a cool off.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.